Action.
James, you have been messing with me long enough, and I'm gonna have to take you downtown.
Downtown?
You see, the key to all of this is getting James to work.
Oh.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of the JARCAST on YouTube, or perhaps even
on your favourite audio listening website.
Thank you.
Like
some kind of service?
Some kind of service such as
Patreon.
Bebo.
Such as SoundCloud and
I don't know if we're on SoundCloud, actually.
and Bebo.
We're definitely on that one.
Spotify and iTunes. We quick shout out to the patrons over at Patreon for keeping it real, keeping us keeping it
seal.
Yeah, keeping it seal, keeping it real, keeping it kiss from a rose. Thank you, as always.
Big thank you from the big man.
The big man, Alex.
Speaking of the big man, Alex, I believe you have something to tell us.
So I gotta apologize first up. I know people don't like starting the cast off in like a really serious kind of heavy-handed topic kind of way. But I want to make a sincere apology about something. Genuinely, James, I need to apologize to the Jarlings. I need to just get it out there, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I mocked diarrhea. Okay? Like years, I made light of something that impacts people's lives, and I was full of, hubris. I thought I was above it and I'd never experienced it for myself, but once upon a time you're gonna end up sitting on the toilet and you're gonna get the old and it's gonna be so painful, and it's not just gonna happen once, but it's gonna happen again and again, and you're gonna start crying, and you're gonna wanna, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Everyone knows what diarrhea is.
Would you say it was like a fart shit explosion?
No, it was a shit fart explosion.
Ah, okay. So it was like the cork or the dam was the shit.
I've got diarrhea, okay?
And the fart was the breaking of the dam, and the explosion was the explosion.
You're just making it too complicated. I like calling a spade and just being honest.
When was the last time you had diarrhea?
That's what I'm saying. It must have been... I was convinced that I was kind of trapped in a perpetual state of diarrhea. I thought that was my normal state. When in actuality... it must be more normal. Because what I'm experiencing at the moment is abnormal. That being diarrhea.
So diarrhea has been knocking on your door for a while.
The Grim Reaper looming over my bed every night, waiting to strike.
Is this the 4 o'clock strikes or the 9 o'clock strikes?
In terms of time urgency,
It's the hourly strike.
Just like Britain in the 50s.
but genuinely, I just want to... That's my topic, diarrhea. Let's be adults here. Let's talk about this in civilized...
As
civilized... It's not funny, for fuck's sake. It's not. Stop it.
I'm not doing anything.
You're looking down and smiling away from the camera so they can't see it.
I had something in my eye.
I am an experienced man when it comes to diarrhea. I have.
What the fuck does that mean?
I have had many.
Really back. What does that mean? Your experience.
You just said it wasn't funny.
You
out here.
That was a shock laugh.
Let me finish. I have had many diarrheas, so I know the diarrhea. What kind of diarrhea was it? Are we talking?
I was thinking about that actually.
Are we talking liquid? not like chunky. Are we talking pure liquid? Or like a fucking bitty
It depends
shit
how much
fart?
excruciating detail you want me to go in for the listeners out there. What do you require of me? What is the line?
The truth.
Yes.
We draw the
Because
line.
I can tell you in
at the
truth, this time 2 weeks ago, I had awful diarrhea, and it was so bad. My stomach was hurting level.
And
of
how
bad.
did you remedy it? What do you do?
I shitted it all out.
So you don't try and remedy it in any way?
No, because for me, it's like, as long as my stomach is still bad, the diarrhea is not going to stop. So I've just got to get through the storm and just shit it all out. And then if I've got nothing in me to shit out, I won't shit out.
Ginger. As much as I don't really like the taste of ginger, ginger is a curative remedy item. Which
How does it stop?
well, I was in the supermarket earlier and I was like, because I had to do an emergency poop in the supermarket, which is never a fun thing to do.
Oh.
Never.
Ooh.
And I was like, this has gone on long enough. I need something to soothe me. So I got one of those like ginger shots. It's not alcoholic. It's just like ginger. You drink it and then you feel great.
I didn't know ginger was a something to help your diarrhea. I didn't know that was a thing. A remedy, yes.
But you asked a question, and I'm sorry for those listening, but the one thought that went through my head when I was clearing up business was, if this... I can't fucking say it, dog. If this was drizzled over a piece of cheesecake, James would be fucking drooling right now. That's all I could think.
So we're talking chocolate rain.
Yeah, it's chocolate
syrup.
rain. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
With the of course the initial sort of onslaught.
The shit fart explosion.
Yeah.
So, how often did you get the chocolate rain?
What the fuck are you talking about? I've already explained.
No, how often? Like, no, did it happen every, like, hour? Every half hour? Every 2 hours? I need to know time.
I don't know why you need to know the time.
Okay, then let's go into one of my diarrhea stories, okay? So, one day I ate something bad. Real bad. So it was like...
a pizza.
Probably. And it was like 2 a.m, and it's just like... This happened for 3 days straight, and it's like I get this like feeling in my stomach where it's just like, it's like kind of pain, but it's not. And at that moment, it's like, I'm gonna fucking shit myself.
Do you think it's because of your gut flora screaming at you?
There's none
Probably.
left.
But it was just like, it was really painful, and I knew I needed to shit. So I literally would run to the bathroom, and I would just fart, and there would be the fucking just... The entire fucking one side of the toilet would just be shit everywhere. And I would sit there and I would have to push out shit for like a good half hour at a time. So then I'd go back to bed and then I'd get the same feeling again. Then I'd have to run back and forth to the toilet. And I would do this. I did this. This was actually hell. It happened for 3 days straight. And I did for those 3 days, I didn't sleep or anything. And it got to the third day when it was like 5 a.m. and the only thought that was going through my head was, I want to die. Like, that's how bad the diarrhea was. So I was just like, that's it. Just fucking kill me. That's what I would have preferred than another day of not sleeping and just having to go to the toilet every 10 minutes.
What the fuck, first of all? What the fuck? Secondly, what was the cause of that?
I don't know. But it happened for a few days. But then, like, 2 weeks later, it happened again. So now, like, genuinely, it's actually fucking traumatized me. Because if I get a bad stomach at, like, 1 a.m, it's just like, I'm in for hell. I don't know what caused it, but it was misery. So I feel sorry for anyone who's experienced such traumatic events as well.
Yeah, all I can really suggest is
Ginger.
Ginger.
And eat fiber, greens.
And if it comes knocking
Beans?
at 2 a.m, get ready.
You're in it for the slog.
Thoughts, Jim?
I mean,
What are your thoughts? I've heard surprisingly little from you on this topic, dude.
I've had a surprisingly little amount of diarrhea experiences in my life.
There you go. That's a sign of a healthy gut flora.
This dude over here is obsessed with gut flora. Can we explain where that came from? Like, where
because
did you...
whenever I hear the term gut flora, I picture like a prehistoric landscape with loads of dinosaurs.
Why? What?
I knew this is going to lead back to dinosaurs.
Go into like it makes flora. It makes me think of flowers.
Yeah, which makes me think of dinosaurs. Because I think of prehistoric flowers.
He's only saying that because we literally watched Jurassic World fucking 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
we watched about 20 movies, like, fast forwarded.
So what upsets? Is it the dinosaurs that upset your stomach flora, your gut flora?
No, I'm happy with my gut flora for the most part.
No, but
I'm suffering because I stupidly ate way too much dairy yesterday.
No, but
Gonna admit it.
when you have diarrhea, is it the dinosaurs causing havoc to your gut flora?
I don't think it's literally dinosaurs. I just like.
I'm using your fucking Just fuck off.
You genuinely
Shut
think
up.
there are tiny dinosaurs living inside me? Although,
No, I don't. Dinosaur boy.
got a problem with that? Huh?
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, Jim, you were saying.
What? I was asking you why you've attached yourself to gut flora and all things relating to intestines.
Because part of me was cautious. You know how, and this will make sense, this will come round. You know how in Mass Effect, Commander Shepard he knows the Reaper threat is coming, but he knows it's going to be in the future, and he's doing what he can to prevent it. I'm kind of treating it as in a preventative kind of system.
How did that come back around?
How was Mass Effect?
So you think diarrhea is inevitable? Like there's a cycle of diarrhea.
Yes.
And it's always coming, and all you can do is delay it.
All you can do is keep as healthy as you can, so when it does strike, you can deal with it.
I haven't had diarrhea in about
You said
2
You
weeks.
said
2
you
weeks
get it
ago.
every week.
No, I said that in that circumstance I had it week after week. But my last one was because I ate KFC, kebab, cheap pizza, and a lot of alcohol in the space of a day. So I just kind of destroyed myself.
Speaking of destruction, did you hear the doomsday clock is set to like 100 seconds to midnight?
Yes. And
Midnight being nuclear destruction.
No, just destruction. It's not
Explain?
specifically nuclear.
Explain what you're talking about.
Some place somewhere has a doomsday clock.
There's a board of atomic scientists, I believe, where they predict, because they are experts, so actually like fully people. They
Right.
use the current situation in the world to predict how close we are to annihilation. So that can be man-made or actual like global warming type stuff. And it happens year on year, and they always, for the last few years, it's gone forward, and currently we are now 100 seconds away from annihilation. And there's one thing about this. I read about this 2 weeks ago, before they announced it, and I got really depressed. Severely depressed, because it reminded me how fucked the world is, and what we're currently doing to it, and how nothing's changing, and we are literally going to annihilate ourselves completely out of a lack of care, really. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's come down to 2 factors, and that's nuclear war
Right.
and climate change.
the two funniest topics.
Yes. I thought I'd
Those are the two.
sort of change gear. We've gone from first gear.
We skipped straight to
We've
sixth.
gone to fucking 8th gear now.
We blew the car up, blew the gearbox up.
We're 100 seconds away from blowing up. Why? What do you think has changed in the last month to bring this on?
Well, no, because it's year on year. So I don't think the
Well, I mean, between now and last January.
Last January.
I can't. Thinking of the differences that have happened in a year on a massive scale, I can't think of any major last year that were really factored into it all that much, because not much has changed. It's
because think about this year already. We've had the fires in Australia.
Really severe.
We've had the Iran conflict stuff in America, and everyone just thought the whole world was going to be nuked.
And now we've got the Corona virus that's currently going through Asia.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean,
I think the Australian fires that do counter into it quite a bit, because that is almost a result of global warming in a way, because obviously increased temperatures, because they've had record-breaking heat. So obviously they always have bushfires, so obviously they can have more when there's an increased heat.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Qatar and all that, where they're having record-breaking heat because of global warming, and people want to deny that, which is just ridiculous. So out of all of it, nuclear war realistically can't happen. We are smart enough to not do it. So even with Donald Trump in charge and the other countries, they know they're not going to do nuclear war, because it will just annihilate everyone.
that's what I don't understand about making these biochemicals that can infect everyone in the planet in a week or something. Surely you've just doomed the whole world. How can you stop that from spreading, to where the point of origin was, unless you're on an island and you stop all forms of communication or something?
It depends what it is they develop. Because if it is what was it, Novichok?
Yeah.
The new Russian chocolate brand. Where if you touch it, you die. I don't know if they have an expiry date where if it stays on something for so long.
Because you have all these people testing out, just seeing what kind of weapons they can produce.
But the thing with biochemical weapons is they're pretty much frowned upon by everyone. They're pretty much banned, and if they were to be used in war, it's just it would change the war in a way. It's everyone against them in a way to
Well, everyone's played Resident Evil 2. We know what the worst case scenario is. We know zombies, inevitably.
Not really. But back to the point, nuclear war will just never happen.
Do you want to bet on it?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Lose.
Yeah.
Because there's no way it can.
I think I agree. I think it's extremely unlikely. Because it doesn't make sense in terms of war. Because at the end of it, you want there to be a gain. And what have you gained if the land you could have gone and taken, essentially,
is radiated for the next million years?
Yeah, completely.
Because the way I view it is, we've got to be realistic, and the world's richest people are the people who will lose the most out of something like a nuclear war. So why would any of the top 2% allow that to happen when that is money? Because you can go nuke Iran, but then what does Iran have? Iran have oil. Oil's gone. Then that's billions lost. On a level that won't ever happen, and no matter what, it will always be prevented by that class. So it's just I don't think that should be factored really into the atomic clock all that much.
Well, I think the interesting part of this idea and topic to me is how the average person is supposed to deal knowing the information we know now. How is a normal person who they live their own little life, they got their own shit going on, they go to work, they just have a normal fucking life, and they find out all this shit about World War III and people these super weapons and chemical warfare, and the world is burning and everything. What?
That's the thing. How much of it is just the fact that everybody knows more now.
Yeah, because the world has never not been a chaotic, scary place, right? Like, the things, the way the world operates is inherently somewhat, like chaotic. There's so much going on, like, let alone all the different organisms that live on it, but all the natural processes, earthquakes, tectonic plates, oceans movement, the moon and the way that affects like waves and everything. There's like so much shit, like just an incomprehensible amount of just systems, for lack of a better word, all like interacting with each other. So many variables all like shoved onto this like planet or whatever. Like, it's impossible to even comprehend. So let alone when we get down to this level where we're like, look what we are just doing to it, And then the personal responsibility of like, well, what more can I do? It's what annoyed me so much about that Bill Nye video he put out ages ago, where he was like, it was like a really condescending, you need to sort it out, guy, type video. Like, you can fix the world. And it's like, well, like a normal citizen who like recycles their shit and like is switched on a little bit. They think about their energy usage and stuff. Like,
yeah, what else?
How does that spark change?
Yeah,
that's the thing. It doesn't, and it's like, I'm pretty sure there's been some investigation into this, and it's just like, if the majority of population change, it's just like the majority of destruction that's coming from the planet is not from individuals, it's from corporations. So if everybody changes, it's still like the corporations are still doing the damage, so nothing will change. It's not down to an individual, it's down to like a massive corporation or country to enforce change. And I don't get that, and it's just like, it honestly depresses me, and it's just like, I'm fucking powerless in this cycle. I can't do anything.
Do you think how much of it is because we really don't understand anything, like Definitely. We only read headlines. We can only understand like our part of it. Like, we're not like an all-knowing super god that can see like what's happening around the world, and like we can just take like well-researched like theory and advancements from people we trust with information, right? So like, where do you draw the line and be like, humans are kind of inherently fear-mongering,
Yeah.
Like, you and I were talking earlier, just saying like, when you're annoyed at someone, you make that known, But like, when everything's going all right and everything's going well, you're not really communicating that. And it's only when shit is like really bad in some way that you start to really express that, I don't know how well I'm explaining myself, but it's really hard to tell what the actual truth is,
It's actually that what you were just talking about. It's actually an evolutionary thing, like where we've learned for the bad things in our life to, like, we think about those more, so then those bad things don't happen again. Like, that bad thing years and years and years ago might have been like falling off something high or touching something hot,
or you hear an intruder or something.
Yeah. And so you learn to like.
It's why where when on your social media someone says something horrible to you, they tweet something horrible, they say something mean on your Instagram. It's why you cannot help but like really zone in on it and focus on it. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, you build up a tolerance over time, but you do have a certain response to it, and it is because of that very thing. You're always trying to, it's like a weird monkey brain trying to become impenetrable and constantly improve. We're obsessed with improvement all the time. Yeah, man.
But going back to the actual doomsday clock, last year it was set to like 10 minutes to 12. Now it's 100 seconds to 12.
I didn't know the change was that drastic. I didn't think it was 10 minutes, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I remember I look at it every year, but I think it was around that mark. But if it's changed from 10 minutes to 100 seconds, then what? I don't get that. What are they using to base this time off?
Yeah.
Because 9 minutes or 8.5 minutes gone off because of what? There's nothing's really changed in the last year.
Okay, sorry, it was 2 minutes to midnight. Now it's 100 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Is it updated like all the time, or
No, it's updated annually. So it's the
only
same
once
time.
a year?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. But like,
It doesn't mean like that's
No.
the world's about to explode at any second, though, right? Does it?
No, but
It's
like,
a bunch
how
of,
can you...
It's a bunch of intelligent people coming together and theorizing, like, okay, if this happened,
It's
then that would happen, then
hypothetical,
blah
that's
blah blah
all
blah,
it
and then
is.
it'd be done.
So it's worst case scenario.
I guess. So I don't know. I've never actually heard of this before, so
I had, but like...
I've never
always
like
kept up to
researched
date
it or
with
anything. So.
because I think it's like closest. I believe we might have beat that now, but it was at this closest Cold War, where it was literally like.
That makes sense.
But so I don't know how nuclear can impact the one now when, right? We're not in a Cold War state like the Cold War was.
The Cold
There's no
War never
actual-
ended.
There was no actual like threat as there is then, so I don't know how that factors into it at all.
It kind of is like.
Not to the extent of the Cold War. That was like 10 million times more extreme than now, where it's just kind of little threats on Instagram or Twitter almost,
Instagram, yeah.
compared to actual nuclear subs in waters.
Yeah. But like, do you think it's important to try and just not become a nihilist about it all?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that is the true like defeat, isn't it? When everyone gives up. Because that's like the most human thing to me. Is just like figuring shit out, like we already said, like finding our weakness and trying to improve it. Like for every like evil person, you would hope there is one the opposite to match
You've
it.
got to be like realistic about it. Is if you think the change that's happened when the humanity has had to change, if we got to like 10 seconds to midnight or whatever, and it was just like the threat was here, we'd be able to make such a change so quickly where we can avert it, because that's how like the science works. It's like when countries need to do stuff, they put the max amount of money into science as possible, and they get results because they get all the stuff and they just boom.
It's gonna be a just fascinating 100 years coming up. Like even the last 100 years has been just ridiculous.
If you think compare the 40s to 60s, that's 20 years, and I'm pretty sure we went from biplanes to the fucking moon. The progress during that era was insane, and that can still happen.
And I was thinking about it now, like the weird way we're obsessed with building networks. Like we're obsessed with recreating the brain, basically. So we've taken the way our brain works and we've turned it into our means of communication. So we're just like all these brains walking around that are all communicating with each other.
You know what? I saw an advert on YouTube of this new idea for a system of postal delivery, just so trucks and stuff won't have to be on the roads.
Yeah,
and it's like these pipes, like the Futurama pipes, underground that just shoot these, and they use no fuel, nothing.
Oh, like the air pressure, like what they do in supermarkets.
No, I think it's magnetized.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it just shoots all this stuff.
Magnetized.
But their dream is to have this crazy network over the whole world.
You think it could work for big cities?
Yeah,
because it's
2-mile
radius.
It expands to just everywhere else.
That
would change the world.
It would, because it would eliminate the need for it in cities, and then basically you just need to get the parcels from the city to another office in the country that then shoots them off in the pipes to the houses. It's like boring. Elon Musk's idea to have underwater tunnels for cars to get rid of congestion.
Yeah. No, it all stemmed for me from when I saw someone had mapped a fly's brain, and I was like, and there's an image of it, and I was like, that's just a server, basically. You've got a hub point with then all the cables coming off, and it's just relaying information really quickly. It's crazy.
To me, it's just you don't worry about how bad it is, and know that humanity.
Well, ignorance is bliss and all that.
Yeah, everything big in a way is also everything that's small. With that said, we'll be back after these messages.
Guess what we got in store for you today, lads? Drum in your t-shirts. Check the description below.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, lady.
Oh, I hate that.
Welcome to the Jar Part 7 of Episode 9.
Welcome to Part 2 of episode...
Something.
where we're going to go into some Reddit questions. But
Actually, no, before we do that, there's something that needs to be addressed from last episode. If you don't know, we kind of dismantled and discussed the idea of the myth that human male testicles are able to taste, which has kind of been spread around and whatnot. But the truth seems to be that there factually are taste receptors that exist in the nuts, but those also exist like other places in the body, like your stomach, lungs, brain, and even anus, which shoots diarrhea out.
So is that why diarrhea is so unpleasant? Because you can taste the shit.
It's inside though. I think we were saying taste buds, as if the balls like it was like a tongue. Obviously that's not the case, but it seems to be something to do with part of the chemicals sensing of sugars or amino acids. So it's some very technical, thing. AKA dipping your balls in soy sauce is like pointless. Fucking pointless.
Oh, Christ. I was looking forward to that.
So we've been betrayed.
we've been rused. We've been bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Okay, let's do some questions then. If you want to leave your own question for us to answer, head over to the Jar Media Reddit, where there is a suggestion thread. Ask us anything you like.
About what to dip your testicles in?
Well, that might be pointless now, James. Might be pointless.
Kind of disappointed.
So let's get this going with Jim Beltman, the Muslim. Roleplay. Jim is a massive, obese woman sitting next to James on a plane, squashing him. Alex is the air hostess trying to calm down furious James. Go.
Was I... Sorry,
Cut. What?
Was I just sitting down, or was I already sat down?
Sitting, so you're sat. So James is annoyed at you. Go.
Oh, I can't. My nose is against the window. Come on. Like, I've got no room. What is this? Please, can you please sort the situation out? I can't sit here for the rest of the flight.
Oh, hello, sir. What seems to be the problem? Shut up, fatty.
I've got no space.
Cut. Not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool.
What
That's
part?
really fucking horrible.
The whole question, just not cool.
Yeah, I'm against this. That's the only roleplay you're getting from me this year.
Yeah, not cool, dude.
Does my character get fired or?
Yes.
No, James gets...
Squashed.
James gets promotion.
James turns into a feeder.
It's actually the twist is it was James's wife.
Oh, snap.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
And it was just a little family feud going on.
We all lose when the family feuds.
Worst song on that album.
Shut up. That's shit and you know it.
It's times like this where it makes me want to piss. But problems... like this make me feel amiss. Line. That was Master Uguay's death scene suggestion, just to do a bit of rhyming.
Thank
Fun.
you, Uguay.
But I got stuck on this and I couldn't think of words that rhyme with this.
Piss.
Uguay.
Yes, I did piss.
No,
Yeah,
but
you
you can
did
leave
piss.
it back and finish
No,
it.
I didn't want
Chris.
to. Chris, yeah.
Ray gun.
Sis.
Yeah, no, I just...
Bliss.
No, okay,
Hiss.
you...
Hiss.
No, look, you try it then. Try a little rhyming adventure. See how hard it is.
What am I rhyming?
Anything.
Your word... your first word is green.
Wait,
Yoda is green.
Yoda is green. Kinda like a Slitheen.
Even I can do better than that.
They're not green. Keep going. Why are they so mean?
They acting like a teen.
Hey babe, get me my favorite bowl of bean.
It's just like the Slitheen.
No, but the first word was green.
Get them from the machine.
See, green's a lot easier.
Are you allowed to do those like half rhymes?
Yeah.
Like fiend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oogway. Oogway in the bagway.
Sebastian Del Tovo has another roleplay. We don't necessarily have to do it, but I want to read this because of how much work they put into just the description of what we need to do here. Roleplay. I'm not sure I understand. Roleplay. James is a sexy whore sitting in the local pub alone, and Jim is trying to get lucky with her. Alex is her half-black, half-Indian ex-girlfriend who desperately storms in trying to get back with her halfway through the roleplay, who can only speak in rhymes.
What's with this whole rhyming thing?
It's like a rhyming thematic through line, kind of like the protocol
like the
droids.
3POs or...
I can't do this.
I can't do this.
I'm not sexy enough.
Don't say that, you motherfucker.
Yeah, don't say that, you...
We're not nihilists anymore, okay?
We're cuties.
Stage DK has a quickfire round. James, when can we expect the highest speeding ticket in English history to be yours?
Fuck. You know, I'm still working on that. You're going to have to give me at least 3 more years.
Alex, as a seasoned voice actor, what role would you play? No, would you play the role of a minion if given the offer? Of course.
More importantly, you're going to reprise your role in Hunt for the Freeman too.
Maybe. Nick is, let's just say Nick might not be going to the grave quite yet. Anyway, what was I saying? And Jamie, what nicknames have your shaved head inspired?
Johnny.
Hitman. When you
Well,
got in the
none.
drum kit.
Only the ones I've given myself.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
Goatsy Fries says this: in lots of teenage shows / movies, there's always a character who's like, when I grow up, I can't wait to leave this town and all these fuckheads behind. It's my dream. From my experience of watching the cast, it seems you guys haven't moved too far away from where you grew up. Do you or have you ever shared these feelings?
I know someone who has.
When I grow up.
Well, I mean... Yeah. I reckon everyone thinks that. Like, at a point.
Yeah, because everyone believes there is like their Kung Fu
Gross.
Panda 3's setting for them, you know,
So-
like Poe's secret panda family. They're out there somewhere. It's kind of a metaphor.
What you're saying is everyone's had this feeling when mummy's taken away the toy you like and you're like, I'm going to pack my bags and leave.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Because you know that somewhere out there is a land filled with toys that is just waiting for you. For a mediocre sequel to a impeccable middle film.
Kind of like Star Wars.
No, very much like Star
So
Wars.
sometimes you gotta know when to stay. You know?
Should I stay or should I go now?
If I stay, there will be trouble.
But if I go, there will be double.
So come on and let me know.
Should I go?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it.
I want to live in a city.
Yeah, I want to live in a city. Not like for the rest of my life, but
But there
for
are
a
certain
time.
cities I don't want to live in.
I want to live in city.
I don't want to live in London.
I want to live in...
I like going there, but I don't want to live there.
Yeah. Then again, I don't know. It depends how much money I might have in my bank in the future.
So if money was not a problem, would you live in London then?
No.
If you could just had unlimited money, you could live wherever you want.
I reckon I would.
You would settle in London?
Not settle, but...
You would just live there for a bit.
Experience it. Become a... I don't know, what do people in London do?
Become a socialite.
Yeah.
No. Can't think of anything worse.
That's why I want to do it, though.
Yeah.
Not that I think it would be bad,
yeah, because living in a rural area away from everything and living in the heart of a city are polar opposites to each other. And
like just as much
both.
as I would like to live in like a shack in the wilderness for like a year and just like,
which is my dream.
cut trees down, not cut dreams down.
Yeah.
And cut like cows' heads off and eat them, or whatever people that live in the wilderness do.
It doesn't appeal to me. I've never thought about leaving where I live at the moment, and it's like...
Well, I think for a lot of people it naturally just happens because they go to uni.
Yeah.
You go to uni, which typically isn't in the town you grow up, so you have to go somewhere else, and then you fall in love with the city or whatever, and you know where you are.
Yeah, or you just get a
job opportunities and everything. So
yeah,
it's just the way it goes. I mean,
it's just that's something that that's life. Those changes will come, and boom.
I don't feel like I'm being impeded by the fact I'm not living in a city right now. Could change in the future.
Tomorrow?
I really do feel like I would miss the rural feeling there. The tranquility, knowing that I can just walk off into the woods and as much as I do enjoy going to London, when you're there for days upon days on end, I start to feel a bit claustrophobic, like I just can't escape this.
Yeah.
I need some freedom right now.
That's my problem. Is just cities. I love the chaos of a city, but the chaos drains me after a while, and I have to.
They are tiring, and you want to live there when you're young. I guess that's what everyone always tells me. Anyway, live there when you're young, and you can keep up with it, Mister. Just strangers say that to me on the streets. Don't they, James? Everetto21 has this to say. Hi Jar. So lately I've been really stressed out since I experienced prom, and it was the worst thing I've ever had to partake in. I'm not good with crowds of people, eye-bleeding neon lights or terribly loud music, so I basically had a huge meltdown. You know, ugly crying and all that. At that point I didn't even care about the vapid prom queen pageant or whatever the fuck. It was the absolute worst, since when I go to parties, I usually have at least one quiet place to retreat to the bathroom walls. But the bathroom walls were literally vibrating because the music was so loud. It took me a full hour and a half of watching funny Jar moments and David Bowie interviews to fully calm down so I could leave the bathroom stall I was in and actually go home. So basically, I'd like to know if you have any tips for calming down in stressful situations and anger management. Or if you have any interesting prom stories. Thanks, guys. Well, we're all prom kings ourselves, so we've got some real tips to...
James and I were just, we looked so good on the prom night.
Yeah.
They made us joint prom kings.
Yeah.
Did you go to prom, Jim?
No, I just went to the after party.
You just went to the after... You're right, yeah.
Got wrecked, son.
Yeah.
I didn't do either.
I was always like, since when do British people have fucking prom? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's such an American thing to me.
And I was like, I'm like fucking 16 right now. I don't want to buy a suit.
And you watch all these movies and shows and shit, and they're like, it seems like a stressful ass time for everybody involved. Yeah. So I'm just from the get go, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's your first bit of advice. If you can predict something is going to stress you out to that degree, maybe don't do it.
No, that's also bad advice, though.
No. Build up to that. like, if you're gonna get to the point where you have to lock yourself away and like, sort
There
of
is a way
have a breakdown.
There is a way of showing up for something that is like a social commitment, but also being able to just sort of be in and out without having to before it gets too crazy.
But I mean, prom is different.
I suppose.
Because that's inherently going to be loud and busy. Like, so you build yourself up, like, go to smaller social gatherings.
No, there's very good advice there, because I am that type of person. Like, I have this weird thing where I will get, like, really agonizing headaches and earaches if I go to a place that's incredibly loud, like a prom or like a disco. I get really bad headaches, and I will literally retreat and, like, just fucking sulk in a corner. Or, like, escape outside. So I am that person, 100%. And it is, you have to build up a tolerance to it. So you do, like, small, like, stuff with your friends to, like, pubs, and then you kind of work up to that stuff. And that's what I've been doing recently, and it has helped. Because it does. Because you'll get more experience, and you'll get comfortable.
It's like normalization in your head. And the more you do something, the more you're used to it. You're not going to panic in a situation that you've done, a situation you've been in loads of times.
Yeah, and just calming down during those situations. Like my whole thing was like to go outside. I would pretty much go outside and sit on the floor.
I'd say
like,
ground yourself. Like, think about where you are. Think about why you're there. Because, like,
maybe
most of the time where you are isn't going to be a reason to be stressed. Why you're there isn't going to be a reason to be stressed. So why are you stressing?
My whole tactic was to, like, go outside, and then obviously, like, someone would, like, talk to you, and you just sit down and, like, have a long conversation with them about just stuff, and that is, like, was nice for me. It was just really pleasant having a conversation in, like, a busy environment, but it's, like, calm. Yeah. Just really, really, like, relaxing.
Yeah, distract yourself, maybe try some kind of breathing exercise, or put some headphones in. If you can get away from, like, a real racket and put something really calming on that you know chills you out.
Fresh air is definitely, like, one of the
Drink
best.
Drink some water. There are options.
But listening to jar media is definitely the best you can do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Distractions. Anything you like, just interact with it for a minute and look at a dog Instagram or something. I don't know.
But
any particular dog Instagram or?
I don't know. Argue the Corgi's quite a funny one.
There's a really good one called Doggos Doing Things. It's a locked account, but they have the best dog content on the internet. Follow it. It's incredible.
Okay, just say that to my face then.
Yeah, that was kind of a quick move. That was meant to be Alex's, like, moment.
Sorry, I'm giving a good recommendation for people who might be stressed at prom.
Got another serious one. Let's just do it.
Oh yeah, we're serious boys.
From Sweg Luna. Question for the Jar. Hi Jar, I'm a new viewer, but I've instantly fallen in love with your content, and I haven't gone a day without watching one Jar video since I found your channel a few weeks ago.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to say about a very serious problem I have in my life and how the Jar members would handle it. When I was 3, I was diagnosed with neutropenia. It's a single P without an H, so apologies if I say it wrong. I'm really bad at reading any kind of diagnoses like this. But it's a deficiency/inability to produce, here we go, neutrophils. Is that right? A type of white blood cell. And I wasn't allowed to go to school due to having a weak immune system. This essentially resulted in me graduating high school without ever having to step foot inside a classroom with other students. Now, as an 18-year-old male, I have absolutely no social experience with people other than my close family. This is compounded with my Asperger's syndrome, making it nearly impossible for me to have stable conversations with people in person. My question is this. If put into this situation, how would any of you proceed? What route would any of you take to try and make new friends? Is it worth trying to force myself to conform to social norms, or should I embrace my awkwardness and accept I may never be the most social person? Even if you don't answer this question, it was a bit calming to write this comment, so I suppose it was the right choice. Cheers.
I don't think it's about conforming to social norms. It's like everyone sort of meets halfway. You know?
Yeah.
You bring, like, the courtesy and politeness that is social normality. But
I think what he's struggling with is that he doesn't have people to talk to, you know, sort of same age, you know, just like normal everyday kind of stuff. He's like missed out on the informative kind of school year type stuff, so he doesn't know where to begin almost. Honestly, gaming. Start with gaming.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it might sound silly, but if you want to like just learn how to talk to people, and you don't have to worry about like if it's an immune system thing. You don't have to worry about that aspect of it. You can talk to anyone from around the world. You can hear varied amount. It depends on your taste, Like, I've got loads of memories of when we first started playing like 360 online and just interacting with people all the time, talking to just strangers. Like, that's somewhere to begin. At least.
It definitely does help being able to just randomly talk to someone. You have no idea who they are, what they look like. Just being able to talk to them about something is actually really helpful.
Yeah, and you've already got like something you can talk about because you're presumably, playing some game or whatever.
And tying into that is just to talk, like if a hobby you have is to talk to people who have that hobby, because there'll be a common ground. It's just like what I found being in the car community is just like people are nice. Even if you don't know stuff, you can talk to them and they'll be really helpful and nice. Mm-hmm. Like I spoke to a guy in Tesco car park for half an hour because he just had a nice car and we were just talking about everything. And he was like 6 in. It was just like we were just talking. It was really nice because I went to him and was just like, you've got a nice car, and it just goes from there. That's a good way.
I try, I suppose, to start with the things you like. And try and find people that you can talk to about the things you like, because that's always the place to begin, and usually from there you can sort of delve a bit deeper. You need a starting off point. Because usually the starting off point for all these people who become long-term friends at school is the fact they're forced into the same location and they're just around each other all the time. So
forced into the same place in the line.
Yeah, so that's the main thing you would have missed out on. So force that to happen in ways that you can. Obviously there's like loads of details we don't have because it's only a short little comment, but you can also with like if you start with like Reddit groups based around things you like, you can communicate with people in there and start from that. As much as I have problems with the way some people use Discord, it could be a way to like connect with some people or communicate with people if that's something you need.
But you need to know that like you need to move on from that virtual stuff.
Obviously like I'm only just thinking in terms of like if you really just want to start somewhere.
Yeah, to get the snowball.
I'm especially considering the affliction he has as well. That makes it a bit more difficult, but
I know another important thing is it's okay not being the most sociable. Like I'm not. I'm generally not that super sociable, and it's like I'll go to the pub every so often, but I'm not someone who's going to constantly surround myself with people. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's real different at the end of the day. Not all of us are going to be, super extroverted and love people constantly. Yeah. So it's okay. There's no reason to be like down over that.
Yeah. Do whatever you can. Stick within your if you can go out your comfort zone just a little bit at first, in some way that without keeping you safe still. That's all you can really do, honestly, and just bit by bit chip away as everyone else.
It takes time. You just got to know it takes time. You got to build up with it.
Yeah, like I mean, I was completely socially inept until I was about 22. which is only like a few years ago for me. And if you're 18 and you're already thinking about it, you're probably doing better than I was when I was that age. I don't think I was even thinking about it.
I was the same. Even now, I'm still getting there. So
yeah, everyone is. I mean, we're all on the same
plane of existence.
Ball rocketing through space. What else should we do? Alien Zach 27 says do another normal episode.
Done.
Oh.
please.
Apophis says, how are the Yogs dogs doing? Haven't heard from them for a while. And let's extend it into just
Jar
all
animals.
of Jar Pets.
The weekly Jar Pet update.
Go on then.
Okay, you start.
No, I just said go on then.
No. Jar order. So Billy's for Argy's first. Give us an update on Argy.
Argy's soldiering on. Been a little problem solver. Mixed mammalian thing.
Mammalian.
Don't you think mammalian really suits him though?
Yeah.
He's a mammalian. That's what he is.
He's
Yeah.
a million.
Like, he's not a dog, he's a mammalian.
He's a one in a mammalian.
One in a mammalian. He's fine. The annoying one at the moment is Paisley, because she's like 9 months old.
She's big oof.
If you don't, because they're so energetic at that age, if you don't get them knackered, they will destroy.
Yeah.
So I lost some post the other day. She's been pretty good for the most part, because when she just gets bored, she just goes and bites Argy and just it infuriates him. So I'm alright.
You're averted.
Yeah, no major ailments. Touch wood. At the moment, aside from the bit of poopy butt that needs wiping now and again.
That's standard though.
Yeah, that's standard. That's standard for a little gastro boy.
Well,
Fuck, he's the gastro boy. God, he's
yeah, gastro mammalian. Billy went to the vet the other week.
Is she good?
She attacked the vet
Can't mess with her.
because she was trying to stick a needle in her fucking back. She got vaccinated. She's a healthy weight. She's a healthy cat. Did you know cats' paws sweat?
It's weird.
Do cats pant
No.
when they get hot?
Maybe. I don't think so. Do you see lions panting and like...
I don't know, because I've never really thought about it.
I don't think they do. But yeah, we got her out of her cage when we got her to the vets and put her on like the platform thing. And every step just left like a juicy paw print.
Like a stress
Yeah,
sweat.
because she was sweating so much. She was freaking out.
James?
So we need
How's
to
the guys
update
doing?
on the dog. I think I mentioned he got fucking 3 thorns stuck in his eyeball.
Three
That was a while ago.
thorns stuck in his...
Proper thorns stuck in his eyeball. It was fucking bizarre.
How did it look?
His eye was fucking like his eyelid was stuck together from like the gunk from the eye,
And it was all like pus. And
yeah, and it was super fucking horrible. So he had those fucking
Poor guy.
taken out, and he's fine now. But he's doing much better. He fucked his leg again. He stepped on thorns and got like massive thorns stuck in his leg. We have made a mistake with him, and we've given him like the dog food that's super high in protein. So it's like
That's
a
what
border
Max was
collie, that's high as fuck all the time, with like basically on cocaine.
Just
So he
extra
was
energy.
terrible. So he's now gone to work in dog food, and he's much better.
But he's gone to working dog food.
Yeah, he's now on like low
That's interesting.
protein, proper
Oh, right.
proper stuff. And
Wait, is he
he's-
actually... Have you seen a difference in his behaviour?
he's like, if you go for a long walk, he'll actually be quite visibly tired if it's like a really long one, which he wasn't before.
Wow, that's interesting. So he was just getting like so much
Yeah,
energy from...
non-stop energy. So now he's a bit calmer, and he's a bit more behaved, and he's like leaving the puppy stage.
And yeah, the older he gets, the more calm he'll become.
He's 100% my boy. Like, he will spend most of his day by me all the time.
Yeah, we've been on some good walks, haven't we?
He has. He's a.
We'll have to
crazy
do some
boy.
more when it gets a bit nicer outside.
We can, and we can show the jar, or some of it on jar, maybe.
That's a possibility.
We need another dog cast though, which is never gonna happen. It's crazy.
Yeah. They just create such a maelstrom of like mess
And chaos.
and chaos that I
But
don't really want them up
That's
here.
been one of the themes of this episode. Chaos.
Chaos, destruction, and poo.
And do you know what? Do you know what would be chaos? Buying a snake.
And on that note, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for listening and supporting, and leave questions for the next one. And thanks, everybody.